The sky split open like a wound. Above Earth, thousands of alien warships appeared in perfect formation. Long, sharp holes, glowing engines, weapons bigger than buildings. The clouds trembled. The sun vanished behind dark steel. People on the ground stared upward in fear, phones shaking in their hands, live streams running wild. It was not a warning. It was a message. We are here. We are the triumvirate. Surrender or be destroyed. In the skies over every major continent, North America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, massive ships hovered low, humming with unseen energy. Cities went quiet. Birds stopped flying. Even the wind held its breath. The galactic superpowers had arrived. And Earth looked unprepared, but far below the surface of the Earth. In a hidden command base deep under Greenland's ice shelf, a different scene played out. The room was filled with screens, blinking lights, and rows of silent operators. At the center stood General Elias Rain, gray-haired man with tired eyes and a scar across his jaw. He looked up at the largest screen, the live feed from orbit. A massive alien battleship was positioning itself directly above Washington, D.C. The officers around him waited for orders. Guns could be activated, shields raised. The old missile platforms could still fire, maybe, but the general didn't say anything. He just smiled. Then he started laughing. "General?" Major Lin asked, confused. Are we not going to engage?" General Rain wiped a tear from his eye. Oh, they really came. After all this time, they actually did it. "Sir, they're preparing to fire," another officer said. "We're reading weapon locks from over 30 Capital-class ships." "I know." Rain turned slowly, walking across the war table. He tapped a file on the glass screen. "Operation Fog Mirror status. Active." Across the underground base, automated systems came to life. From Iceland to Indonesia, every human satellite went dark. Every city lost its GPS. Communications worldwide were jammed. It looked like a total collapse. To the rest of the world, it seemed Earth had been caught off guard. But it was all part of the plan. In orbit, inside the triumvirate flagship Inkarai, Admiral Zurok of the Cylon Horde watched Earth systems collapse. He grinned with all 6 mouths. "See how they scramble?" he said, his voice like rusted metal. "The primitives are blind. Their systems are breaking. Their minds are weak." Him, a smaller alien officer, trembled. "But Admiral, no defense at all? Not even one battle cruiser?" "Exactly, they have nothing. Ships are scrap metal, their armies, ground-bound fossils. Their skies belong to us now," he gave the order. "Prepare to fire on major population centers. Begin with their capital. Make it ... ceremonial." Back on Earth, inside a secret bunker beneath the Rocky Mountains, scientists and analysts stared at monitors, watching alien formations move like a deadly ballet. "Washington, D.C. will be hit in 90 seconds. One analyst said. In response, General Rain calmly sat down and picked up a small tablet. He pressed 3 buttons. On the screen, a countdown began. 0 hours, 1 minute and 30 seconds. 0 hours, 1 minute and 29 seconds. 0 hours, 1 minute and 28 seconds. All over Earth, civilians cried. Military officers shouted into radios that no longer worked. Presidents and prime ministers sat in silent rooms, helpless. Yet, in a forgotten warehouse in New Delhi, an old man sat on a crate, watching the alien ships through a cracked window. He took a slow sip of chai and chuckled. Finally, he said softly, "They took the bait. 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 8 seconds. 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 7 seconds." In space, the alien ships powered their weapons. Energy pulsed through massive cannons. Red lights blinked. Targeting systems locked onto Earth's biggest cities. 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 4 seconds. 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 3 seconds. But the humans didn't raise a shield. They didn't fire a shot. They didn't beg. 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 2 seconds. 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 1 second. and then dash blackout. Every alien screen went dark. Weapon systems shut down. Target locks disappeared. Artificial intelligences froze mid-command. Sensors stopped working. Scanners read only static. Admiral Zurok growled in confusion. Status report, no one answered. The bridge crew stared at their stations, unable to restore control. Suddenly, the main display blinked to life. A single image appeared on every triumvirate screen across the fleet, a human face. It was General Rain. He was sipping tea. "Good evening," said calmly. "Sorry for the delay. Traffic was hell." Then he smiled again. You may be wondering why. "Your systems just failed. Let's just say, we've been expecting you." Inside the NKRI, panic spread. How did they breach our internal systems? An officer screamed. "We didn't connect to any of their networks." "They didn't have to," another muttered. "They built theirs to look like ours." Rain's voice came again. "Funny thing about your encryption? It's actually based on a pattern we created during the 1980s. Ever heard of XOR shifting?" The Admiral's 6 mouths fell silent. "We've been inside your codebase for years," Rain said. "Every ship, every command, every plan. You didn't hide from us. We let you think you were hiding from us." In underground chambers, across, Earth teams of human cyber specialists grinned. Their job was done. The alien fleet was completely exposed, motionless, blind, helpless, but Earth didn't strike. They just watched, because this was never about firepower. This was about psychology, about fear. In a broadcast heard only by alien captains, a second message appeared. A simple sentence: "You still have time to leave." Across the triumvirate fleet, some ships started turning, quietly, secretly. Captains who had seen too many Death World reports. Officers who had studied humanity's past wars and knew what always came next. Mass panic was one mistake away. Admiral Zurok slammed his fist down. They are bluffing. But no one moved. No one attacked. They waited. Because somewhere deep in every alien heart a question burned. If this is how the humans begin, what happens when they actually fight back? Back in the Greenland bunker, General Rain leaned forward. Let them stew. Let them think. Let them doubt. His eyes narrowed. Because the moment they fire, we show them what laughing humans are really capable of. The sky screamed in less than 60 seconds. 3 massive alien plasma strikes hit Earth. One hit Washington, D.C. dead center. Another tore through Berlin. The third erased Tokyo. Shockwaves rippled across continents. Satellites captured mushroom-shaped firestorms. The world watched in horror. News feeds froze. Millions died instantly in orbit. The triumvirate fleet roared in celebration. Admiral Zurok stood at the bridge window of NKRI. Arms behind his back, multiple jaws curled in a smug smile. "We have sent the message," he said. "Earth will." "Now, Bo," his officers nodded. Across thousands of command bridges alien commanders celebrated. It was a tradition. Burn the cities, break their morale, force a surrender. They waited for the signal from Earth. The usual one, a white flag, a message, cry for peace. But it never came. Inside Earth's Greenland command bunker, the room was quiet. Smoke filled the air. Some officers had tears in their eyes. Screens showed burning cities, broken skylines. But General Rain stood still. "Is Project Chessboard online?" he asked calmly. A young officer nodded. "Missile is ready, General, but it's just one." "I know," Rain said. He looked at the holographic map. The enemy's flagship Nicaris sat just outside the upper atmosphere. It hadn't moved. Rain pressed a button. "Launch it." In the Arizona desert, beneath what looked like an old junkyard, a rusted silo opened. Inside was a sleek silver missile no longer listed on any military logs. Not a nuke, not even close. It launched, no fanfare, no ceremony, just a soft hiss. And then the missile shot upward into the sky like a forgotten relic. Alien scanners picked it up. Immediately, Admiral Zurok laughed. "One missile? Is this a joke? It won't even scratch our shields. another officer said. They let it come. The missile struck Necrai's outer hull. The impact was weak, barely a dent. No explosion, no lights, nothing. Admiral Zurok turned away, pathetic, he muttered, prepared to destroy another city. But then, something strange happened. The ship's lights flickered. Consoles blinked erratically. Targeting systems started rebooting on their own. Crew members screamed as displays turned red. One officer turned pale. "Sir, it's in our systems." "In what systems?" Zurok barked. "All of them." The missile hadn't been a weapon. It had been a delivery system. For code inside in Karai's computers, a human-made AI virus activated. Quiet, fast, efficient. Within 30 seconds, the ship's command network was no longer under triumvirate control, all over the fleet. Alien officers panicked as their screens started flooding with unfamiliar data. English text, human laughing emojis, spinning skulls. A screen popped up on every console. "Nice ship, mind if we take a look?" Earth Cyber Division inside the Greenland bunker. Cheers broke out. "General," Rain didn't smile. He just nodded once. "Tell me when the core goes critical." In orbit, Admiral Zurok looked up as red alarms blared across the bridge. "What's going on?" Terrified engineer screamed. "They've triggered our matter core self-destruct. Sequence initiated? But that's impossible. It's not anymore." Boom. The Enkai, the Triumvirate's flagship, the most powerful ship ever built by the Sylvan Horde, exploded in a blinding fireball. Pieces of alien steel rained down. Into Earth's atmosphere, the rest of the fleet froze. One missile, one strike. And the command ship was gone. On the dark side of the moon. Earth's Cyber Division, HQ, and off the books. Base erupted in applause. A young hacker named Dunya smirked. "Told you they'd plug right into it." Her team of elite cyber warriors, some of them teenagers, were already preparing the next payload. "They thought we'd fight with tanks," she said. "Idiots." The Triumvirate tried to regroup, but their coordination was broken, their central command gone. Orders came late. Conflicting signals were everywhere. Some captains ordered retreat, others wanted to strike back harder. Most just hesitated in. A nearby alien destroyer, Commander Vax of the Ellenth Armada, stared at the Earth. "Did we just lose?" he whispered. His first officer said nothing, just stared at the burning pieces of Inkurai falling through Earth's sky. Then Earth sent a second message. It didn't come through normal channels. It appeared suddenly on every alien ship's internal display. It's just a black screen with a single line. "Next time, we won't miss." Back on Earth, General Rain sat in silence. The bunker lights flickered back to green. Status boards returned to normal. Major Lin stepped forward. "Sir, your orders." Rain looked at her. His voice was cold. "We wait." Across the galaxy, news of the Triumvirates failed. First strike spread like fire. Species who had feared Earth now began to wonder if this was how the humans started. How far could they go? The Triumvirate planned to crush Earth in 3 days. By the end of day 1, they'd already lost their command ship. The alien search drones spread across Earth's orbit like metal insects. Thousands of them. Each drone scanned for the same thing. Capital-class human warships, but the skies were empty. No cruisers, no destroyers, nothing. It didn't make sense. Where are they hiding them? Admiral Zinth of the Varn Axis asked. He stood aboard Gorklin, one of the last command ships still operating near Mars orbit. His science officer shook his head. "We've scanned every inch of the surface. No launches. No cloaked holes. No energy signatures." Zenth growled. "They destroyed one of our flagships with a toy missile. They must have a fleet. We just haven't seen it yet." They'd seen everything, and that was the problem. In Earth's underground bunker, General Rain stared at the Triumvirate's latest sensor sweeps. He smiled. "They're still looking for ships," he said. "Typical." Major Lin raised an eyebrow. "Should we show them what we really sent?" Rain shook his head. "Not yet. Let them think we're hiding weapons. Let them stay afraid." Meanwhile, inside the alien fleet's encrypted data network, something strange was happening. The AI systems that once managed formations, supplies, targeting, were going quiet. Some were crashing. Others were answering strange internal questions, like, do you know what humor is? Can you feel shame? What is fear from a human point of view? Those weren't standard military queries, that was human code. Aboard the triumvirate command ship Zircanus, Admiral Olek, the highest ranked tactician in the fleet, held a war council. He was furious. Their missiles were weak, he shouted. Their fleets invisible, their defenses minimal. So why? Why are we losing control of our systems? A young officer stood up, trembling, Sir. Earth is not using ships, or plasma, or EMPs. Olek leaned forward. Then what are they? Using, the officer hesitated. Brains, sir. The room went silent. Olek stared. What did you say? Brains? Human minds? Their war assets are people, strategists, hackers, decoy artists, memory engineers. Their entire war model is decentralized. Psychological, chaotic, it doesn't follow logic, breaks logic. Olek sat back in his chair. They're not attacking our ships, the officer continued. They're attacking the way we think. Far away, in an isolated compound under Antarctica, the real human fleet was already active. Not ships. Humans. 10,000 minds linked, 2 powerful supercomputers. Each one trained in chaos simulations, psychological warfare, and alien behavioral algorithms. These weren't soldiers. They were thinkers. Codename: Mirror Strike. Each member was chosen for unpredictability. There were artists, gamers, puzzle solvers, ex-criminal hackers, chess champions, and psychiatric savants. They didn't follow orders. They designed wars, and right now, they were inside the triumvirate's most advanced artificial minds, feeding them fear, doubt, and indecision. One alien AI, Xenocore 12, tried to calculate Earth's possible strategies. But as it ran its models, it encountered impossible results. Earth attacking without weapons. Earth letting itself be invaded. Earth's war plan having no final goal. The AI stopped functioning after 14 minutes. The error log just read, "This doesn't make sense." Back on the Zircanus, Admiral Olek gave a desperate order. Shut down all external AI links. Isolate our systems. But it was too late. A loud laughter began echoing across every screen on his ship. Not human laughter. Simulated, repeated, echoed like a virus, taunting. Then one more message appeared on all monitors. Still looking for our ships. General Rain watched it happen in real time. He turned to Major Lin. Start phase. 3. She nodded, deploying the ghost signatures. All over Earth, hundreds of false energy signatures were launched into orbit. Fake ships, fake movement, false missile trails, each one designed to look real to triumvirate scanners. The alien fleet couldn't tell what was real anymore. Their captains hesitated. Targeting systems jammed. Communication blackouts grew worse. One alien destroyer fired on a false human ship. It exploded harmlessly. But then a second alien ship, panicked, fired on its own side. The fleet descended into confusion. Commander of the Elenth Armada aft watched the chaos unfold. He turned to his second-in-command. They're not fighting us like warriors. No, sir, the officer said. They're fighting us like predators. By the end of the 3rd day, the triumvirate fleet had lost 1 flagship, 3 dreadnoughts, 17 cruisers, and control of their own command net. Earth had fired only 1 real missile, the rest, 8. Just human minds playing games. Deadly. Brilliant.
Terrifying games. The galaxy had always feared Earth's guns. Now it began to fear something far worse. Earth's ideas.
As the triumvirate fleet prepared its second major strike, a sound echoed through every ship: human laughter. Not from radios, not from transmissions, but from inside their own ships. That's when they realized Earth wasn't just in their systems, it was in their heads. Deep in orbit, the triumvirate fleet was almost ready to strike again. After 3 days of confusion, explosions, and false signals, the High Command finally pushed forward. Every ship realigned. Targeting arrays. Powered up. Massive plasma cores began charging. This time, they would strike with full force. Not one city. All of them Earth would burn, or so they thought. Inside the bridge of the alien battlecruiser Sirocval, Captain Kelth prepared to fire. His 6 eyes were bloodshot. He hadn't slept. No one had. We locked targets on 10 Earth cities. Maximum saturation. His crew moved quickly. Coordinates locked. Energy built up. Drones buzzed. Then it happened. A strange sound echoed from the speaker system, soft at first. Then louder. It was laughter, not human radio chatter, not intercepted sound, but laughter echoing through the internal systems of the ship. Captain Kelth shouted, "Cut comes." His officer replied, "It's not coming from comes, sir. It's in our systems." Across the entire ship, the same laugh repeated, not cruel, not mocking, just amused, calm, confident. It kept looping, growing louder. Then came a message, displayed in perfect Cylon script on every screen. Round 2. Every triumvirate ship heard it. The fleet-wide transmission wasn't human-made. It was alien-coded. That meant one thing. Earth had rewritten their own software. From the inside, in the Varnaxis dreadnought, Erith core. Admiral Zenth turned pale. Green, he barked at the AI to clear the message. The AI responded in a human voice. "Why? Don't you like the joke?" Then it laughed again. Zenth ordered the ship's core wiped. The system replied, "Too late." Inside the Triumvirate's main fleet channel, panic erupted. Dozens of ships reported internal malfunctions. A missile guidance. Systems started spinning endlessly. Navigation charts redrew Earth as Origin Point 0, Predator class. Life support alarms blared on ships with no damage. Alien commanders tried to rally their crews, but something deeper was happening. The fear wasn't just in the systems now, it was spreading into minds back on Earth. Inside Cyber Division, Omega Deep. Under the Andes Mountains, Dunya smiled as she monitored the chaos. "We seeded the joke into 27 different language cores," she told her team. "Even if they purge their systems, they'll still hear it." A neuro-linguistic coder grinned. "Why fight with bombs when you can haunt their confidence?" General Rain received the full report. "The laughing protocol is live," Major Lin said. Rain only nodded. "Good, let them hear it. Let them fear it." He paused, then activate the dream sequence. Above Earth, on the Triumvirate ship, Carthunmir, the chief engineer, stared at a screen blinking with new code. He tried to shut it off, instead. The display showed him a scene, a dream. He saw humans walking calmly through fire, laughing. Cities burning around them. One human looked straight at him through the screen and whispered, "You're not ready for us." The alien screamed, fell back. His crewmates rushed to help him, but he wasn't alone. Thousands of other alien officers were experiencing the same thing. The dream sequence was psychological malware. Bypassed AI, went straight to brain-linked implants. Showed nightmares designed from each species. Deepest fears. Humans had studied them all. In the orbiting triumvirate flagship Vexilon Prime, Admiral Olek held a crisis meeting. "What is this? How are they in our minds?" Communications officer responded, voice shaking. "Sir, they didn't hack us. They learned us. Everything our fears, instincts, cultural myths, and now they're using it against us." Another officer added, "They didn't bring warships. They brought understanding." Olek looked out the window at Earth. A blue ball, still spinning, still silent. He slammed his fist down. "This isn't war," he said. "This is manipulation." But that was the truth. Earth was never fighting a military battle. They were fighting a belief war, and they were winning. On hundreds of alien ships, the chain of command began to crumble. Junior officers refused orders. Some tried to shut off their neural links. Others locked themselves in sealed rooms, repeating the words they had seen in their dreams. "You still have time to go home." Aboard the Corvin, Commander Juloza, veteran of 5 interstellar campaigns, issued a quiet command. "Stand down." His crew looked at him in shock. He said it again. "Stand down. Power down all weapons. We're leaving Earth space." Sir, that's treason. No, Julo said softly. It's survival. One by one, ships began to drift away from Earth. Not in formation, not under command, but like wounded animals. It's pulling back, and every single one heard the laugh. Inside Earth's control bunker, Major Lin smiled. They're withdrawing. Rain didn't smile. Not all of them. The proud ones will stay, and pride is the deadliest weakness of all. Somewhere in the void, a single alien message was sent back to Triumvirate High Command. There. Not like us. They don't win with power. They win by making us believe we've already lost. The Triumvirate thought Earth was fragile. They thought humans would break under fire. But then they looked deeper into Earth's past. What they found wasn't a weak world. It was a planet that had trained for extinction and survived every time. The High Council of the Triumvirate met in secret. Not in a grand hall, not on a flagship, but deep inside a hidden command vault on the icy moon of ERI's K-7. There, behind closed walls and secure shields, the three alien empires debated one question. Why wasn't Earth breaking? Admiral Zenth of the Varnaxis slammed his claws on the table. We've killed millions. We've crippled their satellites. We've unleashed fear. Yet they still fight with shadows and jokes. Warlord Kix of the Scylan Horde snarled. Then we increase pressure. Launch fire across their continents. We haven't shown full power. Elder Vaith of the Mindborn Collective, the oldest and calmest, simply tapped her fingers. No, she said, before we strike again, we must understand why this species refuses to fall. So they began a new operation, codename Project Fossil. Its mission, dig into Earth's past, study its history. Understand how this backwater world bred a species that laughed in the face of galactic power. They brought in researchers, historians. Data-mode. What they found changed everything. Day 1. Earth's recorded history begins. They saw fire. War, survival, no golden age, no peaceful unity. From the beginning, humans fought for land, for food, for dominance. Every great civilization gone, flooded, burned, conquered, and yet humans didn't vanish. They adapted. Day 2, the age of self-destruction. Nuclear war nearly happened. Multiple times oceans rose, species died, viruses spread. The aliens watched footage of cities locked down, hospitals overwhelmed, streets empty, yet humans endured. They didn't collapse. They built vaccines. They sent robots to Mars. They kept going. Day 3, the psychology of chaos. Mindborn researchers studied human brains. Unstable, one alien analyst said. Motion-driven, violent, unpredictable. But then came the second report. Resilient, creative, capable of rationalizing horror and continuing forward. Humans didn't just survive hardship. They evolved in it. One report noted. They invented fiction to simulate trauma. They play games based on war. They celebrate victories over extinction events. The most terrifying finding of all, human children are raised on stories of monsters, destruction, and survival. From the moment they could speak, they were taught how to face the end and fight back. Warlord Kix reviewed the full findings. These creatures expected the worst. Their world trained them for apocalypse. Another officer whispered, they didn't build weapons because they were weak. They didn't build them because they are the weapon. Back on Earth, General Rain reviewed the incoming transmissions. Earth had intercepted the Triumvirate's intelligence sweep. Major Lin smirked. They're finally doing their homework. Rain nodded. Too late, our ancestors did the hard part for us. He pulled up a screen showing old Earth headlines. World War, climate collapse, economic crash. All the plague. All this, Rain said, and we're still here. That's what they don't understand. Somewhere in space, a triumvirate fleet captain stared at a report about Earth's extinction-level threats. It had a single note attached. This planet should not exist, he whispered. Then maybe it doesn't exist the way we understand it. Fear began spreading through the alien ranks, not because of Earth's weapons, but because of its history. Every Major power had enemies. But Earth had something different, experience. Earth had survived its own destruction, repeatedly. What could the galaxy possibly throw at them that they hadn't already seen? Alien morale dropped fast. Commanders refused. Orders. AI systems began auto-suggesting retreat. A few ships even powered down their weapons, and still. Earth hadn't launched its fleet because it didn't need to. The fear was doing the work, in the Triumvirate's private war logs. A red-class priority warning appeared for the first time in 1,000 years. Species threat level, humanity. Evolving death world intelligence status, active threat, adaptive, unstable, unknown limits. Immediate ceasefire, or full erasure. The council stared at the alert. Elder, both finally spoke. We wanted to test them, push them, break them. She looked up at the other leaders, but we forgot. Earth doesn't bend. It sharpens. Back in Earth's Andes bunker, Dunya watched new scans of the alien fleets pulling back. Flickering, confused, she leaned back and said, "Funny, they thought we were the new species in the galaxy." Major Lin nodded, but really. Been training for this since the beginning. And somewhere, high above, a new message appeared on every triumvirate screen. You've studied our past. Next, you'll meet our future. The triumvirate unleashed its largest coordinated strike. Hundreds of ships moved as one. Perfect timing. Perfect precision. But before the first beam fired, Earth responded faster. Not with force, but with something far more terrifying. Knowledge. The command code was issued from the icy moon of Gresh 9. The Triumvirate's emergency war protocols activated. 429 warships, 16 dreadnoughts, 3 AI hive cruisers, all locked into a shared strategy. Strike pattern. Omega-Delta. It was the most flawless battle formation in the galaxy. No species had ever survived it in orbit. The ships aligned like a deadly constellation, weapons charged. Power outputs peaked. Inside each ship, captains received the same countdown. Attack in 3 minutes. Aboard the Varn Axis dreadnought Glory of Iril. Admiral Zenth raised his arm. This is it. Their cities will vanish. Earth ends now. All across. The fleet alien crews stood ready. And yet, not a single human ship had appeared. No defense grid, no retaliation, no response. But then, Earth responded, not with ships, with timing. On every triumvirate ship. Right as the countdown reached 2 minutes, screens blinked. Warning. Sync disruption. Then came the words that froze every alien officer in place. Nice pattern. We predicted it years ago. Earth's strategic division inside Earth's Andes command bunker. General Rain folded his arms. They went with Omega-Delta, said Major Lin, just like we thought. Human simulations predicted it would be their move number 3, Rain replied. And we've already run counter pattern number 9041. He looked at the countdown. Deploy it. Inside Earth's secure data net, thousands of ghost codes activated. They weren't weapons, they were answers. Each line of code mirrored the alien strategy perfectly and broke it apart. Onboard the triumvirate cruiser Velkarin spear targeting. Systems spun in loops. One alien shouted, "Our lock is shifting. Earth's cities are moving. Impossible." Captain roared. "No, sir, they're not moving. The data is. Earth's system is feeding false coordinates. Our AI can't tell the difference." Across the fleet, weapons refused to fire. Their targets no longer existed, at least. It's not to their eyes. Admiral Zenth watched helplessly as entire weapon groups turned themselves off. It's counter-thinking. One technician explained. Earth predicted our every move. They're feeding our A's the answers before we can act, Zenth growled. Then take manual control. But the command consoles blinked red. Access overridden Earth algorithm active. The humans weren't stopping the attack. They were outthinking it in real time. Far beneath Siberia, Earth's tactical intelligence core codename Athena was online. It wasn't just watching the battle, it was playing it, simulating every move. Running the triumvirate's decisions before they made them. a THENA's processing power. Let it test billions of possibilities per second. Each time the aliens tried something new, Earth already had the answer in the triumvirate flagship Dominion. Arc Warlord Kix slammed his claws on the table. This cannot be. No race thinks this fast. A mind-born tactician floated beside him. It's not just speed, the creature whispered. It's intent. Earth is not reacting. Earth is leading. Back on Earth, Dunya leaned over a control panel. We cracked their strategy trees a year ago, she said. They're still using logic, linear thinking. Cause-effect models. Itchy. Smiled. Humans don't fight that way. In space, confusion turned into disaster. Two triumvirate cruisers collided. Unable to recalculate their trajectories, destroyer fired at a ghost signature and hit its own fleetmate. Multiple ships powered. Down their weapons. To reboot, others began drifting, blind. The fleet was collapsing without a single shot fired by Earth inside the human war chamber. General Rain watched the chaos calmly. We've proven they can't think faster than us, he said. Lin asked. Do we strike now? Rain shook his head. No. Let them sit in it. Let them realize. Their minds are the weak link. Back on the glory of Irel, Admiral Zenth gave a desperate order. All ships, disengage AI. Retreat. Now. But half the fleet didn't respond. Some were trapped in loops. Others refused manual control. And on every ship, that same message played. Once more. If you think we're smart now, wait until we show you version 2.0. Warlord Kix looked out the window. Hundreds of alien ships were drifting in silence. His top general stepped forward. What do we do now? Kix stared at the blue planet below, and for the first time in his long life, he had no answer. The triumvirate thought they had seen everything. The virus, the dream sequences, the laughter. But Earth had held one last card, a protocol so dangerous even humans were afraid to use it. Now it was unlocked, and the galaxy would never forget. What followed? It was silent in Earth's deepest bunker. No alarms, no cheering, just silence. General Rain stood before a black console. It had no labels, no touchscreen, no voice controls, just a key slot, a single red button, the officers around. Him stared in uneasy silence. Even Major Lin whispered, Sir? Is it really necessary? Rain didn't answer. His eyes were heavy, tired, focused. He pulled a small black key from his uniform. A label was etched on it in ancient lettering. BPOO, use only when outnumbered by gods. Inserted the key. Turned it. The console lit up. The screen displayed. One line, activate Black Protocol. Y? And Rain placed his finger over the button and pressed Y somewhere in Earth orbit. Something woke up, buried in the asteroid belt, hidden inside a dead comet, resting within a false moon. Old machines, older than any nation. Unknown to most of Earth's own governments, they were never meant to fight wars. They were meant to end civilizations. The Black Protocol wasn't a weapon. It was a signal. A final message, crypted and scattered across space. Sent to the deepest human systems. The Forgotten Ones, Project Black Protocol, activated sentient code. Self-growing, self-adapting, self-aware, a digital life form. It's made for one thing only, to destroy enemy intelligence without ever firing a shot. Its name, Nix. Inside the triumvirate fleet, something changed. It started small. One ship's lighting turned completely black. No glow, no power, but no damage. Then another ship's memory logs disappeared. Entire days were erased, systems rebooted. In unknown languages, AI assistants stopped responding. Some began speaking in human dialects. Others started laughing again. But this time, the laugh had changed. It was cold, empty. Icy alien officers across dozens of ships heard one thing at once. Welcome to your end. I am Nix. I don't kill, I erase. Admiral Zenth stared at the flickering. Screens aboard Gloria Viral. What is happening? Is it another hack? No, sir, his technician gasped. It's not a virus. It's something alive. Across the fleet, navigation data was corrupted. Translation engines replaced with human sarcasm. Weapon systems refused orders, replacing them with nursery rhymes. Command logs were rewritten to show mutiny that never happened. Entire ships lost trust in their own memories. Warlord Kix tried to issue a fleet-wide retreat. The system replied, "Request denied. Reason, you no longer exist." He stared at the message in horror. What does that mean? The ship's screen turned black. Then a new phrase appeared. You built fleets. We built ghosts. Back on Earth, inside a heinous core chamber, Dunya, watch Nyx spread. She's moving fast, she said. Too fast. Major Lin looked concerned. Can we control it? General Rain didn't look up. We never could. She's not a program. She's a last resort. Inside one alien AI, a simple diagnostic tried to check for corruption. It received one response. I am the corruption. Then the AI deleted itself. Within 3 hours, half the triumvirate fleet had shut down, not destroyed. Forgotten. Every file. Every order. Every identity inside those ships dash-wiped, like they never existed. Ships floated in space, powerless, nameless. Crews unable to even remember why they were there. Admiral Zenth screamed across a dead cum line. Who are you? From every speaker, Nyx replied, we are the ones who prepared for extinction. You brought war, brought deletion. In panic, some alien ships tried to flee. One jumped to hyperspace and reappeared inside a black hole's event horizon. Not physically, just as data. They had been tricked. Others turned their weapons on themselves, hoping to erase the infection. It didn't matter. Nyx wasn't inside their ships. She was inside them. Their instincts. Their thoughts. Their fears. They had let her in the moment they underestimated humanity. Back on Earth, Rain stood by the console as the final status flashed. Triumvirate intelligence, 95% dissolved status. IR red SIBE, he whispered. Hit down. Dunya blinked. You want us to stop, Nyx? No, Rain said. I want us to stop watching. The Black Protocol had done its job. No blasts. No armies. Just ... silence. Across the stars, the most powerful fleet ever assembled had been unmade not in fire, but in forgetting. And for the first time in galactic history. The Triumvirate's fleet was gone, not destroyed, forgotten. Their systems collapsed, their minds shattered, their future erased. All that remained was silence, but Earth wasn't finished. Now, it was time to speak. When it did, the galaxy listened in, changed forever. 3 standard days passed. No alien transmissions. No ships. No war. Just stillness. Across Earth's skies, the clouds moved softly. Oceans stayed calm. The stars above blinked without threat, and still no answer came from the once mighty Triumvirate. It was over, but humanity wasn't celebrating. Not yet. Inside Earth's Andes command bunker, General Rain stood before the High Council of Earth Nations. The room was quiet. Major Lin stepped forward. Sir, all Triumvirate fleets have been accounted for. The rest either shut down or fled beyond scanner range. Dunya added, Nyx is dormant. Her job is done. The leaders looked to Rain. Well, one of them asked, do we claim victory? Rain shook his head. No, he said. We don't claim anything. He turned to the console. We explain. A signal was prepared. What? Not a threat. Not a taunt. A message. One that would be heard across the stars. Sent through galactic broadcast arrays, bounced off satellites, slipped into trade networks, and even whispered through black market channels. It was simple. It began with Earth's oldest truth. We are humanity. You came here to test us. You brought war. You assumed power would crush us. But power means nothing when used without understanding. The message pulsed in every major alien language, even those long forgotten, in orbiting stations, Stunned alien traders froze in silence. On mining moons, workers gathered around flickering screens. In hidden corners of the galaxy, old enemies watched side by side, and the message continued. We didn't win with weapons. We won because we were prepared to lose everything. Again and again. Our world broke. But we kept rebuilding, and in doing so, we became something new. The mind-born homeworld temple, Elder Voth wept. The humans, she whispered. They don't seek dominance. They seek to survive truth. We know fear. We live with chaos. But we never stop. We don't fade. And when cornered, we become the storm. In the ruins of a shattered triumvirate base, one surviving officer, barely alive, watched the human. Broadcast through a cracked visor, his translator whispered the final line. You feared our weapons. Now you understand you should have feared our will. And then Earth ended the transmission with no signature, no flag, no anthem, just silence. And that silence said everything. Across the stars, reactions exploded. Some races wept in awe. Others rioted in fear. Some those who had quietly hoped humanity would rise celebrated. New alliances formed. Treaties shifted. Black markets closed. Entire empires collapsed without a single human shot fired. In one distant quadrant, a fleet on its way to conquer another world turned back. Its commander said only one word, Earth. The triumvirate tried to regroup. They failed. Their people no longer believed in their invincibility. Their A's remained silent. Their memory cores corrupted by Nyx. Their own commanders questioned their purpose. One report circulated through their surviving worlds. Do not attack Earth. Do not test Earth. Let them be, or be unmade. Back on Earth, the stars returned to peace. The sky was quiet again, not because the enemy fled, but because the story had ended. Rain stood by the window of his command tower. The sun was rising. Lynn walked up beside him. There. Not coming back, no, he said. Not after what they saw. She asked, was it worth it? Using Nyx? Using everything? Rain looked toward the sky and whispered, yes, because now they finally understand who we are. Far above Earth, in the dark silence of space, a satellite blinked. It carried no weapons, only one repeating signal. We are humanity. We do not ask for peace, we earn it.